Can I share the vision?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna keep it short. It's a dream when I start like in a lonely, crappy place, and I can see my thoughts and emotions saying, "Wouldn't it be nice if there was a more beautiful place and people around?" In that moment, the dream becomes the place that was a ruin becomes kind of a beautiful house, and I see people closer to me, but they're having their experience. And I set a new intention saying, wouldn't it be nice that I'm closer to people in a more sophisticated place? In that moment, boom, I appear into a hotel surrounded by a lot of people having fun. And then it creates a new preference, like, wouldn't it be nice that I could participate in their experience in an even better place? And some people were playing football. In the moment I say I want to participate, the ball hits me in my face. And in the dream, I was like, no, this is not bad. It's a prayer being answered. I was participating in their experience, but not in the way that I wanted. So it created a new set of intentions, saying, I want to be surrounded by those who love me and I love and I appreciate. Boom, a person I have like 10 years of intimate relationship appears, and we start creating our life, and it becomes more beautiful and new intentions. And I heard two things in the dream. They were talking to me saying, if we were in your physical shoes, we would not tolerate any discomfort, we would substitute endurance by intensity. We would not live horizontally, like repeating stuff. We would go vertically, using every moment with the highest intensity that you can have, the highest clarity, and we will respect it.
The highest intensity that is comfortable.
Yes, the intensity in the meaning
Not that you can have, that is comfortable.
Okay, that is comfortable. The idea of intensity in awareness, like, okay, I'm going to pay attention, I'm going to honor my present, even though it seems crappy, even though it seems nothing is happening. That ball hitting you created a new world, but you spent 10 years moving into that world. Source moved in 1 second. No? That was the idea, the power of now and the power of the little things.
The clarification that we want to offer, really appreciating everything that you are saying there. So did you follow what he's talking about? Did you follow that the dream, where in the dream, wouldn't it be nice if, and then it was? Wouldn't it be nice, and then it was? Wouldn't it be nice, and then it was? So the difference between dream state and wake state is that there's no buffer of time between the intention and the allowing. In the dream state, you were in the state of allowing. So you had the desire, and then it was, and then you had the desire, and then it was. The thing that slows things down for humans in their wake state is that you set an intention, but then there's a now reality that you are observing that clashes with it. So it's like you've got two bags of marbles, the bag of marbles with the desire and the bag of marbles with the belief or the awareness of what is happening. And when you put those two together, there is progress, but it is slowed. The now reality is slowing. So these are the words that we want to offer to soften that. You said, wouldn't it be nice if, wouldn't it be nice if, and then it was. And we want to offer the words, and then you perceived it as if it were. You perceived it as if it were. In your dream state, you perceived it. You could see, you could hear, you could smell, you could taste, you could touch, and yet you know it was a dream state, but still you were perceiving it. Big word, perception. Because you can train your perception outside of the reality that exists. Your dream state gave you a glimpse of that. You can do it in your wake state by being so practiced about what you desire. You see, it's like you can't hold two opposing thoughts at the same time. So we've been saying for a long time, if you have a desire and a belief and they're the same, then it is right now, this red hot minute, in terms of what you call your physical manifestations. We said the other day when we were together that what you call future tense, which is how this vortex version looks to you, because it hasn't manifested. It manifested in the dream state. Wouldn't it be nice if? And it was. So how do we make, standing on our physical shoes, how do we make wouldn't it be nice if, wouldn't it be nice if. How do we bridge that gap? By being so deliberately, so often, so dominantly, so deliberately, often, dominantly, precisely focused upon the vortex version rather than the reality version. In other words, that really is all that there is to it. It's about where you're looking. In your dream state, you showed yourself. It was instantaneous. It can be the same. It can be the same. Now reality just messes everything up, doesn't it? It's so vivid. You've practiced your observation. You've practiced your perception. There it is. You've been practicing, here it is. You've been practicing your physical perception. Scientists demand that it moves forward with experiments and facts and concrete evidence, and the evidence of what is gets in the way of the energy of what's becoming. And in all of that is the word perception. So you just have to decide that you're going to, wouldn't it be nice if, you're going to perceive it as you want it to be. Now, how are you going to do that? How are you going to perceive past the evidence of what is? How would one even begin to go about that? By, in the times that it's the easiest to do it, feasting on the ideas and the thoughts that feel like that, until that's what's dominant within you, until the wouldn't it be nice if, what I really want to be is pulsing bigger and more powerfully than the what is.
So it's about becoming stronger in the reality. Your vibration becomes stronger than the reality that is offered.
Is it necessary to drag along? Does the strength require observation of anyone other than you? In other words, does it have to be perceived by anyone other than you in order for it to be in alignment within you? So what's the difference? Can you identify the difference between the clarity and speed of manifestation that you experienced in the dream state and what you described afterward in terms of observation of others? Here it is precisely. You're really going to hear this. You know what messes up your ability to perceive your now in the way you want it to be, like you did in your dream state? You're factoring in the observation of others who you cannot control. So if you leave everything out of the equation except you and your thoughts, if you make the only thing that is important to you the blending of your thought with the thought that your inner being holds. So tell us, what do you know about your vortex? Is your vortex real?
Yes.
Is it now?
Yes.
Is it consciousness that is focused in a now reality?
Yes.
And so is now an instantaneous reality?
Mm-hmm.
So doesn't it follow logically, as all things must? Because if it's not logical to you, then you've got wonky energy going on. Is it logical then that your perception is all that is required? That you blend your perception with that of your inner being? And what do you know your inner being's perception to be? Is your inner being still lagging back there where you are? Or is your inner being already fully realizing? So now play it back to us just softly. Start at the part where you got outside of the dream reality and you were talking about and let's do some wouldn't it be nice ifs relative to the cancer that you were talking about. So speak it from this new point of clarity. We know you've got it.
Yeah, with the example of the cancer, like, wouldn't it be nice if there was another way to perceive this illness? What what if there is another? What if it's something? There is value.
But you've stepped back into the physical human perspective that you got outside of in the dream state. So we're asking you to get outside of that in your wake state now.
Okay. What if I already know the answer?
Who knows the answer?
Source.
And inner being.
Yes.
So it's not something that you're reaching for. It's not a wouldn't it be nice. It isn't. It's a isn't
real.
it nice? Isn't it nice that? So speak it. Isn't it nice that? Speak it in now terms.
Knowing that I already have the answer that is coming to me as to the degree that I allow it, and I have all the time that I want to really receive it, and I don't have to receive it right now, but it's happening right now. It's here and it's now. And the only thing that is required is me aligning with the here and now and the taste and the reality.
And I did
of
my
it.
part because I lived the life that caused me to launch the rocket. And now I've launched the rocket and now I know it to be. And now I have relieved myself of the burden of needing to drag everybody else along. I've relieved myself of the burden of anybody else even needing to understand, because I understand the laws of the universe. I know how they work. So I have thought it into being. I've desired it into being. And because I've desired it into being, it exists. And because it exists, and because there are inner beings all over the place that are guiding those who are in precise places to take the next step, in the same way that you were describing your moving from the theater to your room and to the attendant of your room and the people that you met on the elevator and all of those things that happened, all those incremental things that happened, that on steroids is happening on this other thing that you've been describing. And so hundreds of thousands and millions and billions of particles of thinkers and thoughts and doers and knowers are all engaged at different levels of reception. You've done your part. Now, how do you encourage your part? How do you encourage that? By not letting go of that, by knowing that that's how it is, by knowing that that's how the universe works, by knowing that you set it into motion, by knowing that the cooperative components are being gathered, by knowing that you don't have to go out there and find all of the cooperative components, by knowing, and that's the reason that we asked you the question that we did when you first began. Did it occur to you, or does it occur to you, or do you know, do you understand that you were the receiver of that inspiration? You weren't the thinker of it, and then as you did it, you made things happen. It had already happened, and you were being called into the now reality of what had already happened. That's why it flowed so easily. And as you said to us before we started talking about this at all just now, that's exactly what happens with anything that matters to you. Anything that matters to you. Whether it's for someone that you care about, whether it's for you personally and someone you care about, or whether it's for your society in general. When you set something in motion, it is. So the key is, how do I hold myself in the continuous perception of what is? How do I avoid slipping back into the now reality before it happened? How do I stay in the now reality since it has happened? Perception, right? Well, not so much how do I do it as why would I want to do it? And what's the simple answer to that? Because a thought stepping back from what I've created is less comfortable than a thought stepping forward into what I've set into motion. You're one of the rare people we've ever engaged who understood all of that. You understood all of that. You understood it before you sat down. You explained it to us before we explained it back to you. Keywords that were the difference. Perception. You have control over what you perceive. So this is the easy way to absorb that. My inner being already perceives it that way. It's my desire to blend with the perception that my inner being holds. And the story that you told us demonstrates that you are already in the flow of that. You do it all the time. Enjoy. This is our assignment to you, and we never give assignments. Enjoy the obvious unfolding of this relationship that you have with your inner being. Don't try to make it something more than it is. It's enough. Just enjoy your obvious awareness of your interaction with your inner being. You've got this.